Hello and welcome to the Daily Debate Live Wednesdays with Taghreed Hussein here on Nile TV International. Tonight we'll be talking women empowerment towards a new path and towards more achievements that has been in Egypt under the rule of His Excellency the President. The new government today is leaving no stone unturned in order to promote women's rights on the various levels. As a result, the prudent and triumphant strategies of the government provide a glaring manifestation of the growing prominence of Egyptian women as a substantial player in the nation-building process. Women empowerment initiatives and achievements that have been made throughout the past 7 years are really outcomes of a far-sighted vision and policies of the Egyptian government. Egypt views women's participation as an integral part of the national development process in the country. Today, as we can see, women are more involved in careers in different and various sectors of the society and of life. They have attained positions in decision-making, and they serve also on governing boards and on the different levels. Tonight I'm really honored to have with us one of those Egyptian women icons. She herself, Professor of Strategic Training and International Marketing, and Dr. Mona Zaki had delivered actually lectures worldwide on many topics related to women empowerment, Egypt's strategic plans in order to meet economic as well as social challenges, investing in soft power through her eminent career. She has been investing in soft power, and she has been also lecturing on public diplomacy and also on international relations. In her aura, we've seen her also fostering Egypt's relations with the outside world on the international level. Dr. Zaki is considered to be one of Egypt's most influential cultural figures, and I'm really honored to have her with us tonight to talk about women empowerment, to talk about the cultural life in Egypt, how she views the different milestones that Egypt had actually undertaken under the leadership of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, and the eminence of women today and their distinctive role. The President's directives has always been encouraging women to take the place Azimat Masr, where they do belong. Professor Dr. Mona Zaki, Global Strategic Consultant, thank you so much for coming to Nile TV.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
And tonight we'll be reading that important headline. Recently, the President inaugurated the OIC's 8th Ministerial Conference on Women. We'll be watching this report, and we'll be back to further discuss women empowerment and women in decision-making with Professor Dr. Zaki. Stay tuned.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi inaugurated the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, or OIC's 8th Ministerial Conference on Women. The event, which was hosted by the country's new Administrative Council, witnessed the launch of the Women's Development Organization, the WDO, at its permanent headquarters in Egypt. The WDO will be the first international organization in the framework of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation specialized in promoting and protecting women's rights in all member states of the Islamic Organization. In his speech during the inauguration of the OIC's 8th Ministerial Conference on Women, President al-Sisi stated that Egypt has been keen on paying special attention to women while drawing up its policies on handling the coronavirus crisis to spare them the pandemic's repercussions. And this comes out of the country's awareness that women are the most affected groups when such crises occur. The head of state added that the government had earmarked large financial allocations to strengthen social protection services provided to women, enhancing measures for protecting them against the violence. The country also developed financial and economic policies to further empower women economically and create job opportunities for irregular female workers. It also sought to support women's health via various presidential initiatives. In his speech, the President said that hosting the event reflects the attention the country pays to enhance cooperation between member states of the OIC. Worth mentioning that this year's edition of the OIC conference is themed preserving the gains of gender equality and empowering women in light of the coronavirus pandemic and beyond. The President stated that the conference's theme was chosen with the aim of achieving a leap in various work domains related to women's issues and in order to keep pace with the latest developments in this regard. The event witnessed the launch of the Women's Development Organization, the WDO, at its permanent headquarters in Egypt, which will specialize in promoting and protecting women's rights in all member states of the Islamic organization. The President asserted that Egypt has spared no effort to support the WDO technically and logistically since its charter entered into effect. He concluded his speech by calling upon all countries that have not joined the WDO to take the step to achieve with other organization members the desired progress in different fields to serve the issues of women. President Sisi stressed that Egypt, during its presidency of the OIC's 8th conference in the coming 2 years, will strive to empower women economically, which he described as a key pillar to promote gender equality, as well as counter the negative impact of terrorism and extremism on women.
اسمحوا لي أن أدعوكم جميعا للوقوف تحية للمرأة المصرية تقديرا لها على ما تقوم به من جهود عظيمة وتضحيات لوطننا الغالي مصر، وكل التقدير والاعتزاز للمرأة المصرية.
ما انت موجود احنا في نعمة وفي امان وننام مبسوطين، احنا عايشين والحمد لله بفضل ربنا وفضله، لأنه هو واقف مع الشعب كله.
تحيا يا سيسي، سيسي رئيسي بالعصا.
عبرت عن حبي للريس بالكتابة والرسم، كتبت له أنا بحبه قوي ونفسي من زمان أشوفك، رسمت قلب. أحلى حاجة حصلت لي في حياتي اللي أنا شفت حضرتك النهاردة.
ممكن إيه يا مايا؟ ممكن إيه؟ ممكن إيه؟ أطلع لك؟ أطلع لك. عظيمات مصر، وأكد لكن أنتن في قلب الدولة المصرية وعقلها، فحماية مستقبل سيدات وفتيات مصر أصبح أولوية تحملها كل مؤسسات الدولة، وعليكن دائما أن تدركنا أن كنا درع مصر وصمام أمانها ومفتاح مستقبلها. كل عام وأنتن جميعا بخير.
Professor Mona, as the President said for Azimat Masr, the great women of Egypt, that you are in the heart and mind of the state and you are the shield of the nation. Definitely great steps that has been undertaken on the path of women empowerment throughout the past 7 years, with the President definitely leading and also giving directives that women's status and their potential would be promoted.
Thank you very much for your very generous introduction, and thank you President Sisi for your unbelievable support coming from a president of state who is a visionary leader, who believes in the power of women as a great force and a wonderful resource for development. So I want to take this opportunity in the program to thank the President, His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, for his excellent support and all what he's doing for women in Egypt as a role model to other presidents worldwide And he is actually a role model to other policies as well, not just his support to women in Egypt. So talking about this issue, empowerment of women, we have to say that there is a vision for this country. The vision for Egypt is to build a strong new Egypt. And this new Egypt has pillars to depend on. So if we talk about hard power versus soft power, combining together, making smart power, Egypt would be a great example for that. So what I see from my analysis regarding the policies undertaken by His Excellency the President and the team and all the authorities of, who take the decisions for the country, they are all strategic decisions because they all go together to pursue and to fulfill and to realize one goal, the vision of making a new Egypt, a strong, independent Egypt. So the strategies to have this and to implement and to realize this vision, you have hard power strategy and soft and smart. The hard power, which is the military intervention and to enforce behavior on people. I just wanted to make a difference so that the viewers can understand why we are reaching this level of women empowerment. So it has to start, we have to give the background for it.
The vision, yeah.
Absolutely. So the vision, you have the hard power, as Joseph Ney described it, Joseph Ney, the political science professor at Harvard University, and that was in the 90s. The hard power is the military intervention to impose special actions or through army or through economic sanctions, and it's really the hard power of the country. And this is very needed to secure national security of the country, to secure the borders, taking actions either defensive or attacking actions to secure the country and defend the country. This is the hard power. Soft power, as Joseph Ney describes it, is just the strategy to not to impose but to convince, to persuade a special behavior needed through soft power tactics, which is far away from enforcement or imposing or military. On the contrary, it's through art, through drama, through culture, through international diplomacies, through many other tactics. We will talk about them later.
Yeah.
The smart power is the combination of soft power and hard power, and this is including the intervention of United Nations, Security Council, intervention of alliances related to the country. So when we talk about Egypt development and Egypt visionary goal to reach the new Egypt, this strong Egypt, we need tools. So here we say soft power. The tools of soft power. You need resources. Who are your resources? The human resources. Half of the human resources and the human capital in the country, half of it are women. So if we don't empower women, either adults or girls or kids, if we don't empower those women, we lose half of the capacity of the human capital to take us to realize and to fulfill this vision we need. So that's the whole point of working on women empowerment and other diversification. We have lots of tools, but I will come to that later.
Definitely you will. And mentioning this sense of differentiation wisely between the hard power and soft power, and you're a professor who have been lecturing worldwide and on the international stage concerning Egypt's soft power and how to promote Egypt and market Egypt worldwide. Recently, and I have to congratulate you for your first Arabic novel, The Kingdom of the Heart, where you have pinpointed lots of ailments in the Egyptian society, and from your view, how we would be working on those ailments to transform them from ailments to points of strength.
Yes.
And reading throughout this lovely novel, we've seen also how the state is paying attention today and how His Excellency the President is giving directives to pay all due respect and with all sense of tenderness and looking after also mothers and daughters of our martyrs.
Yes.
And this took also chapters.
Yes.
So it's all intermingling in a hot spot.
Yeah.
That would make at the end of the day our society to the better.
This is absolutely right, and I want to thank you for reading my novel and being such a good critique about it, because the novel is dedicated to my mother, my two beautiful daughters, and to all mothers who brought up their kids to be good people, either men or women, all mothers, and also to mothers of the martyrs who really dedicated their lives, and they gave up their lives for the sake of Egypt and the people
And the
of
nation
Egypt,
is not forgetting them.
and the people of Egypt.
Yeah.
And also I dedicated the novel to Egypt itself as the mother of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And in this novel, I do discuss lots of misperceptions. And that's the whole point of soft power here, and the role of soft power in changing culture, in the changing the misperception of women in drama. The image of women in drama is totally distorted, in my opinion, all over the world. Because
we need
I
to get
think-
rid of the stereotypes.
Absolutely, because the image is a mirror of reality. But the reality, as we see, the reality is wonderful for women. We have great examples of women. In this conference that you
The
have,
OIC.
yes,
Yeah.
that you have broadcasted now, you see women, wonderful Arab women, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Libyan Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Sudanese Minister of Foreign Affairs. What a lady! Our own ministers, ladies,
Yes.
we have a great reality regarding women. We need to portray this reality the right way. We need to change this perception. We need to change culture, how people perceive women. Because as long as we portray women in drama in such a lower level or a less not decent way, we will keep suffering from harassment, from violence, from inequality. So through my novel, what I portrayed here is the story. It's a beautiful love story between a man and woman. Love still exists, but the beautiful love, the love not just between men and women, the love between a mother and daughter, the love between two friends, Muslim and Christian, the love between
The
a
love that can
student
unite
and
the world.
a teacher.
Yeah.
You see, love is there. It doesn't have to be always a romantic, beautiful love story, but the love story is there and giving is there. There are no limits when it comes to love.
Yes.
Love has no borders and has no limits.
Talking about love, the whole world has followed Egypt's Golden Mummies parade. This story with love and with passion. The international community was very much dazzled, and we always say that Egyptian queens and our great ancestors never stopped to dazzle the whole world. We've seen a spectacle that has been amazing.
Yes.
We've seen a scene that is going to be always registered and back in our memory with a full sense of pride. And I had all the honor to interview on the sidelines and to know the impressions of soft power and of strategic thinking. How can such events market Egypt to the world in an unprecedented way, in my opinion.
This was a great event, and thank God it was broadcasted worldwide, and I got wonderful feedback and responses from all over the world, from my friends all over the world, and it was in the media, international media, local, regional, national, international media. So thank God it was very, very well covered. The event itself, that's the reality. This is what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. We have great queens, we have great history, we have great kings, we have great pharaohs. So we do portray this reality internationally, and we should, and I hope we continue doing this. I hope we have, we have other programs and we have extensions of this parade. For example, yesterday it happened that I was attending a beautiful concert at the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization, where the parade ended. And I was impressed by the director, Dr. Ahmed Ghunem, who did a great job, who in really, extending the borders of the museum. Yeah. It's not just a museum, it's a cultural venture. Mm-hmm. It's a cultural hub. And the music was absolutely stunning, and the harpist was absolutely stunning. So we do need to emphasize more and more on culture. We do need to emphasize more and more on the international language, listened and heard by everybody. The music. Music is the international language, and this is a great tool for soft power. And I see lots of foreign diplomats, lots of ambassadors. I just watched a beautiful clip by the ambassador of South Korea,
yes,
who's playing saxophone, Egyptian music, popular music.
Yes.
The ambassador of France playing the piano, the ambassador of Japan, the ambassador of the United States, and it's when this is an international language. So when you gather the whole world on an event such a great event like the parade, mm-hmm, with music, with songs, with a beautiful orchestra directed by the renowned maestro Abbasi, Nader Abbasi, we need to take him and the orchestra to tour the world.
Yes.
We need a budget for that, but we need to show the world Egypt. Mm-hmm. So
definitely it was a spectacle and a scene that is going to remain, mm-hmm, in our hearts and on our minds. Let's see together part of that,
yes, please,
beautiful spectacle, and also impressions of foreign diplomats as they watch the parade. Ambassador, talking about the Golden Mummies Parade, you watched the parade definitely, and other dignitaries around the world. What was your impression seeing the parade?
This parade was wonderful, amazing, gorgeous, it's impressionant. It's a gift of Egypt to all the world. It's fantastic, wonderful now. It's very important for all the the world. It's a heritage of the culture. It's not only of Egypt. It's all the humanity. It's very important for all the world. Thank you, Egypt, for this gift. It's very important. Thank you for the government of Egypt. It's fantastic. It's all the opinion of around the world, in my country especially, are very, very impressioned of this parade. It's fantastic.